In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God. Amen. Today we will talk about Saint Paul, the first hermit. We call him the first hermit because he was the first person to live alone in the desert. Saint Paul had an older brother named Peter. After their parents died, they left them a lot of money. His brother Peter told him,
I will take more money than you because I am the older.
Saint Paul told him, this is not fair. I will go to the judge to get my fair share. On his way to see the judge, there were a lot of people gathered in the street. So he asked and said, what's going on? They told him, there is a very rich and famous man who just died. He stood there and thought to himself, this man had a lot of money, and when he passed away, he didn't take any money with him. Why am I fighting over money with my brother? Then St. Paul prayed to God and told him, I want to live alone with you. Suddenly, an angel appeared to him and showed him where to live deep in the desert. St. Paul thanked God for answering his prayers. St. Paul lived in the desert and fasted and prayed. God used to send him a crow that brought him half a loaf of bread. At the same time, there was a saint by the name of Saint Anthony, who was the father of the monks. He asked God and said, "Oh Lord, is there anybody who left everything behind to come and live here in the desert before me?" Suddenly, he heard a voice from heaven saying, "There is a saint named Saint Paul that lives deep in the desert, and because of his prayers, God blesses this country." God guided Saint Anthony to where Saint Paul was. When Saint Anthony arrived, he stood in front of the door and said, "Open up, Father Paul. I am Anthony, and I am here to receive your blessing." St. Paul opened the door and greeted him. St. Anthony asked him, "How long have you lived in the desert?" St. Paul answered and said, "I have been here for more than 80 years and have not seen a single soul. I have been living here alone with God." While they were talking, a crow came and brought them a whole loaf of bread. St. Paul said, "God sends me a half loaf of bread every day, and because you came to visit me today, he sent me a full loaf of bread." They thanked God and ate the bread. St. Paul told St. Anthony to bring him the priesthood clothing of Pope Athanasius so he can be buried in it. When St. Anthony came back with the clothes, he found that St. Paul had passed away and saw the angels carrying his spirit to heaven. St. Anthony prayed to God and said, "I am an elderly man and cannot dig a hole to bury St. Paul. Then came two lions who digged a hole in the sand so St. Anthony could bury St. Paul. He then thanked God. What can we learn from this lesson? Making a lot of money is not the only goal. Our main goal is to get closer to God so we can live with Him in heaven. May the holy blessing of St. Paul the First Hermit and St. Anthony be with us all. Amen. Bye.